Hello, everybody. Have I got a treat for you today? We've got Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, Trilogy. I've been pretty excited for this game. I played the original briefly. I think I just did like the first case, like when it came out, like ages and ages ago. I thought it was a cool game. I was like, oh, I'll go back and play that someday. Never fucking did. Then I saw it was coming out for PC. I was like, you know what? I think the motivation I lacked is that I was not recording in those days. I can't really play the visual novel type, whatever, by myself. It just doesn't feel right for whatever reason, even though that's how these games are built and how most people have played them. It's just, it just doesn't draw me in for whatever reason. So here we go. We've got it. I wasn't planning on playing games tonight. I wasn't planning on drinking tonight, but I thought, you know what? This game came out tonight. I've been wanting to play it for a while, and it sounds like this would be a great game to have a drink. So I poured the only drink that I have in the house. Fucking Absinthe, guys. So let's have fun here. Oh god. Let's play. Episode 1, the first turnabout. Oh, by the way, I don't know if the game that I played was actually the first Phoenix Wright game. I guess I'll find out if I remember any of this. But it might have been some of the later ones. But I think it was the first, because I'm not the type of person that just jumps in and plays game number 2 of a franchise. I can't do it. It breaks my brain. Which means also that there's a lot of games that I don't play strictly because the first game's awful, even if the second game's good. Just kind of a curse. I'm sure some of you freaks out there know what I'm talking about. Alright, we're not voiced. Gasp, gasp. Oh, it looks like it's all gonna auto-click for me. I might have to change some settings. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I gotta find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 2. Oh, fuck. I don't know what Phoenix Wright sounds like, and I don't know if I can do him justice, so I apologize in advance. Boy, am I nervous! Right. That doesn't seem like professional attire. Oh! Hiya, Chief! Whew, I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. It says a lot about you, and your client as well. Thanks! Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? A favor? You mean, you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah, actually I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Oh, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over. My life, everything, it's all over. Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, it's him. Death! Despair! Oh, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna die! It sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick! Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell them I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. Hopefully I'm not doing those too loud. I'm not going to be able to tell until after the first episode, so you'll have to bear with me on that one. What? What's wrong, Larry? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! I can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Oh, Nick. You gotta tell me who took my baby away. The person responsible for your girlfriend's death? The newspapers say it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. This does seem familiar. I think this is the one case that I've done. Not that I recall anything about it, like how to actually get the result that I want, but... A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. Our school had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself in trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has terrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one. Which is why I took the case. To clear his name. And that's just what I'm going to do. So I don't know, like obviously I know sort of the memes around him. And like the images of him with like his finger pointed. And that's where he seems like an exuberant fellow. But I'm thinking... you know, you can't get 3 games out of a character that's his only personality trait. I'm assuming there's some depth to his character or something. Maybe not. Maybe they just do that and you get the depth from the other characters. Or maybe there's no depth at all and it's just cases. I don't honestly know. People seem to like the game, so I assume there's depth to the characters. So I'm picturing Phoenix as, you know, he said he's 23, I think, or somewhere abouts there. You know, just this is his first case, I think. He's super excited for it, but at the same time, he's afraid of failure. He's worried he's not going to be able to do what needs to be done, and he's gonna put on a brave face and do it anyways. And then go home and cry because he thinks he's actually really bad at his job. That's what I'm picturing his character as. I don't know if it's going to be true, but that's what I have in my brain, and I just thought I would share that with you. I'm sure you're very interested. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts.
The prosecution is ready, Your Honor.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, this is your first trial, is it not?
Yes, Your Honor. I'm a little nervous.
Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness.
Yeah, Your Honor. Let's do it. Gulp. Hands shaking. Eyesight fading.
The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case.
Me? No, it's Larry Butts. You can't trick me, Judge. The defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor.
Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do fine.
Wow, is that all it takes to be an attorney? Because I can fucking do that. Hell yeah. Oh wait, there's more.
Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name?
Woo, I know this one. Glad I read the case report cover to cover so many times. What's the RB court record? Cindy's autopsy report. Profiles. Cindy Stone. The victim in this case. A model. She lived by herself in an apartment by herself. See, what confused me is I think he said he knew him for 23 years, but they met in school. So that's what confused me about his age, but maybe I misread that. Mia Fey is his boss at age 27. Then we have Winston Payne, twice everyone else's age. Obviously not successful in his work, but he's gonna try to crack the whip on the young whippersnapper who thinks he's better than him. Attorney's badge. Okay. Wait. Uh-oh. No way, I forgot. I'm drawing a total blank here. Oh, I got the hiccups. I'm gonna pause once. Alright, I think we're gone. Where'd my Japanese controller go? Not Japanese, I just only use it in the Japanese game. Oh yeah, I didn't cover that at the start, because of course, in classic game from Japan way, it started in weird fucking resolution in windowed mode. And of course, don't play with the fucking mouse and keyboard, because you'll go crazy trying to figure out why they have a weird button system in place. And don't properly do a cursor. So, of course, we have the Japanese game controller now. It's the only time I have a controller in my hand. Phoenix! Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name? Oh, the victim! Of course, I know the victim's name. Now I'm picturing him as a grown-up version of the Makoto Naegi, or however you say his name. I'm sure I just mispronounced it. Well, you either know the name or you don't, I guess. But it just seems to me like he's a grown-up version of him. I just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. I almost wanted to do her voice in the way I did the Red Strings Club bartender's voice, because it seems like it would suit her personality, but I can't do it. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab. No, I'll press RB because that's what it is. Silly Billy. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I already figured it out, Mia. I didn't need your assistance. Cinder Block? Mia Fey? Well, even if I didn't check, this is the only actual name that's not my boss's name. The victim's name is Cindy Stone. Correct. Now, tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was, I think hit with a blunt object, but let's just make sure. Blunt trauma. Yes. She was struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You've answered all my questions. I see no reason why we should not proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. You don't feel relaxed, that's for sure.
Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne.
I've already forgot this thing.
Yes, Your Honor.
As Mr. Wright just told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was?
The murder weapon was the statue of the Tinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim.
I see. The court accepts it into evidence.
A statue in the shape of the thinker. It's rather heavy. Statue added to the court record.
Right.
Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab, blah, blah, blah. I'm still trying to figure out her voice clearly.
Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its first witness.
The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand.
Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You will get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything
unfortunate.
Uh-oh. Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad.
Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey! Watch it, buddy! We were great together! We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra, and Mark Anthony!
Didn't they all die?
I wasn't dumped! She just wasn't taking my phone calls! Or seeing me! Ever! What's it to you, anyway?
Mr. Butts, what you describe is... Oh, fuck, that hurt my fucking voice. I can't do that. Good God.
Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies! All of it lies! I don't believe a word of it! Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died.
Passport. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7/13, the day before the murder. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder.
Dude, no way!
The victim?
The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddies? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts, like yours truly. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude!
Wait, was this the guy who killed her in the opening? I don't remember him having glasses. Didn't he have like a darker complexion, or was that just sweat or something?
We can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? Right. I do not think you want him to answer that question.
Yeah, Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I wait and see what happens? Stop him from answering. I mean, Mia gave us the hint. I wouldn't stop him normally, but since you did give him the hint, we should probably stop him. That seems to be what they're telling me in this tutorial. Because we have to learn how to do the pointy finger thing, right? Alright, so we'll just do it because it's what we were told to do. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. There he goes! The pointy finger! He did it! That question is irrelevant to this case.
What? Dude, Nick! What do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog! I'm gonna die! I'm just gonna drop dead!
Yeah, and okay, we're going quick. I'm going to get to the bottom of this! It's just started clicking the button for me. Okay. Let us continue with the trial, shall we?
I believe the accused motive is clear to everyone.
Yes, quite. Oh boy, this is so not looking good.
Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Gulp. Well, did you? Or did you not? well, maybe I did, and maybe I didn't.
Uh-oh. He went. Did we not talk to him beforehand at all? What do I do? I guess this worked before, so let's stop him. I'll send him a signal. Lie like a dog.
Well, see, it's like this. I don't remember. You don't remember? Well then, we'll just have to remind you.
I got a bad feeling about this. I don't think, yeah, I think that was the wrong choice. It just seemed like we probably can't fail this, I assume, so we want to push at the things and see what we can do and see what works and what doesn't work. But it makes sense that, I mean, you don't really want them to lie because they're going to whip out like the evidence that they did do it. Which he didn't lie. We told him we tried to telepathically tell him to lie, but he didn't lie. He just said he don't remember, which I guess is actually a lie. So he did lie. Being an attorney's hard, guys. God.
We have a witness that can prove he did go to the victim's apartment that day.
Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness?
The man who found the victim's body.
Well, this is the guy who did it.
Just before making the gruesome discovery. He saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime.
Order in the court. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is bad.
On the day of the murder, my witness is selling newspapers at the victim's building. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand.
This is him. The muy doodly odoler.
Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions in this, correct?
Oh yes. Newspapers, yes.
Mr. Sowit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder.
Witness testimony. Witness's account.
I was going door to door, selling subscriptions, when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment.
Now I slipped into the judge voice there.
Then, I saw her lying there, yes. A woman, not moving. Dead, yes. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. I thought to call the police immediately, yes. However, the phone in her apartment was not working, no. I went to a nearby park and found a cubic phone, yes. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there.
Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? I can't defend you against a testimony like that.
Incidentally, why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working?
Does the judge really ask questions like that? Does he like really question like evidence like that? I don't know. I've been in a court once in my life for like never mind. Just kidding. I was there as jury.
Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building.
Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout?
Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally.
You can tell how old this fucking game is, eh? I guess you could tell that with the phone booth, but sure.
The phone that Mr. Sawit used was one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal.
Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Blackout record added to the court record. It's a better word. I think it's better pronounced that way.
Now, Mr. Wright.
Yeah. Yes, Your Honor.
You may begin your cross-examination.
Cross-examination, Your Honor? What the fuck does that... I don't... anyways, what? Too many people talking. Alright, right. This is it. The real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you exposed the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then that witness must have lied in his testimony. Or is your client really guilty? Of course, to an attorney's question does not matter. How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence. Compare the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. I pronounce words really slowly. It takes a long time for me to speak. There is bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Alright. We'll do it. Do I do it now or do I do it after I click now? Uh-oh. Witness's account. Alright, we're not gonna... Alright. Hold it! What? No, that's not what I meant! Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take notice of him. I don't know, he just seemed strange to me, that's all. Like he was mad and yet frightened at the same time, yes. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. Oh, I shouldn't laugh like that in court, it makes me seem guilty, okay. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course. What the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So, what happened next? Okay, so press means question him on his statement. RB means present as in, and I really wish I had reviewed it when she told me to, but I thought I would have like a review stage. That was the idea. So I don't know what the evidence actually says. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Okay. Thinking it's strange, I looked inside the apartment. Okay. Press. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open, you see. Isn't it only human to want to peek? Yes. Peeking. We climb mountains because they are there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. Why did pain cut him off so quickly? So, you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Then I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. Press. Are you sure she was dead? Well... No, I guess I wasn't. Yes, I mean no! But she wasn't moving at all, and there was blood everywhere. Yes, yes. I guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well, what happened next? I quelled in fright and found myself unable to go inside. But didn't he just say that he went inside? So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yes! I mean, no! Nothing! Yes! I mean, no! Okay, what happened next? I thought to call the police immediately. Okay. However, the phone in her apartment wasn't working, but he said that he did not go in there. The phone in her apartment wasn't working. Yes! I mean, no, I picked the perfect fucking voice for this guy, didn't I? Jesus Christ. No, it wasn't. Yes. No. Right. No. But you said you didn't go into the apartment. Or did you? Oh, that, yes! I mean, no, I can't explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entranceway, yes! I reached inside without stepping across the threshold, yes.
And that phone wasn't working, correct? What happened next?
I went to a nearby park and found a cubic phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain?
Yes, absolutely.
He seems really confident. 1 p.m. Oh, here we go. We can sneak a peek. Finally. Time of death. 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. He said he called them at 1 p.m. Time of death was 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. Is this the following day or no? I don't know. She was in Paris at 7:30. Electricity was out from noon to 6 p.m. Which is true. Newspaper salesman. Back.
1 p.m.
Right. Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. Hell yeah. Time of death. Do it. The pointy thing. You found the body at 1 p.m. You're sure?
Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain.
Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was nobody to no body. I mean, excuse me, judge. To find at 1 p.m. That's his nervous voice. How do you explain this 3-hour gap?
Oh, that? No. I mean, yes. Oh. This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time.
After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Sowet, why were you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.?
Yes, gee,
that's a really good question. Great job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies, good sir. See through one, and their whole story falls apart.
Wait, yes, I remember now.
Would you care to give your testimony again? The voices kind of merged since we were switching back and forth so closely. Be a lot easier if I was not doing every single one of them, but you know, my life sucks. I'm alone forever. And furthermore, the time of discovery. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time, yes. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Oh, but it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video of a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Yes. I see. You heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Right. You know what to do? I've got this one. I've got this one. Eesh. The time. So I don't know if this game's saved. So we're just doing this whole case all the way through for this one. This will probably be a stumbling through. I'll see if anyone watches this fucking video. If they do, I'm gonna continue playing and recording this game. I just might not put them up if no one seems like they're interested, because it takes up my bandwidth, my time. So this will be a long stumbling through that'll cover this whole case. The others, we'll see how we'll break up the other episodes if people actually want to see me do more of this. I'm doing stupid voices. I'm drunk. I'm not drunk. I'm feeling good. It's absinthe, so like it's not like a proper drunk. I don't know if you've ever drank absinthe, but it's a little bit of a different drunk than a drunk. In any case, I'm babbling now. I blame the absinthe. Ooh, all right, rock on. You see, oh, okay, so we're, oh, no, fuck. Okay, we can't go back and forth. I thought maybe we couldn't. You see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. Are you sure it was a television and not a radio? Well, no, I guess it might have been a radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Oh, I know fucking what it is. I got this. Something about hearing the television. The witness. Oh, the witness has testified. He heard the time. Present. I got evidence. The blackout. Hold it right there. The prosecution has said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. Eep. You couldn't have heard a television or a video. Gah! Oh no! I will, yes, I mean, no! The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sowit? No, yes, I mean, no. I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite, yes, quite. Oh, God. Ah, wait, I remember now. Mr. Sowit, the court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That's and you seem... oh, sorry, it's just rather... It throws me off when they show them, but someone else is still talking. My apologies, Your Honor. No, I mean, yes. It must have been a shock. The shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sowit. Let's hear your testimony once more, please. Hearing the time. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it, yes. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Yes. That must have been what I saw. Wait, what the fuck? You saw a clock? I guess that would explain it. Wait, I mean, a clock is electricity, is it not? I guess they're assuming it's battery powered, but whatever. The defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. Oh. Long. It makes sense that it's long. Actually, I didn't hear the time. I saw it. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? A table clock. Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. The murder weapon? Yes, the table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? But yeah, obviously, we know what the fuck. Okay. I mean, this was just like a gimme here, was it not? Objection! I wonder how difficult these get, because obviously this is a tutorial, so they're not gonna make it too difficult on me. But you never know, like, how... I hope it goes really deep. I hope you can, like, fuck up really hard and fail, and I hope it's not just, like... I mean, obviously it's going to be harder than this, but even if we just, like, double the amount of things to siphon through, I don't think that's going to be enough to really make it really challenging. I've definitely seen a lot of similarities between this and Danganronpa, which in a positive way. I've always meant to go back to that. I'm just really sad that I mean, you know, those were my early recordings with Danganronpa, and I really enjoyed doing them. But there's just so many audio issues, and I just want to delete that from my channel and start over, but maybe I will one day, because I really did enjoy recording that. It's a game I want to see through, but definitely not one I can do by myself. It's just I don't know. Like, I just can't play those games just like sitting alone by myself. It just feels like. In any case, wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. We're apparently getting really real in this absinthe hour of ours. I'm going to tell you a lot about my life and share deep thoughts. Oh no. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? No, I mean, yeah, you with your objections and your evidence. Just who do you think you are? Just answer the question, Mr. Sowit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock he is. Did he just claim that the statue was a clock? Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne.
As the witness stated, this statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it and it says the time out loud.
What? Who the fuck would want that as a clock? That sounds like the most annoying clock in the world. You have to, like, activate it to fucking get the time, and it doesn't just... it tells you the time? Wow. I could not think of a worse thing to sell to somebody. That could be a great, like, joke gift to give to someone, I guess.
I see. So the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is a clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now?
Yes. Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testimony. The only way he could have known, yeah, here we go, that's what I was thinking, yeah. Like, I didn't quite put the pieces that told me to say that together, no, which I should be saying that kind of stuff out loud, that's the point of recording, not only because, it's more fun, but it also helps me put my thoughts together, make me more accurate, I feel like. Definitely helped in Return of the Obra Dinn. But I was thinking, like, he was in the apartment clock. I didn't quite put the pieces together that they said he had to activate it, even though I just went on a rant about that. But I think some part of my mind did, or maybe I'm just claiming victory from luck, but something made me press that button. You'll just have to believe me on that. I keep going off on these spiels because I'm deeper into the Absinthe here, and I forget if I've read these, so I apologize, but that's the type of thing we're doing here. I mean, obviously, you can play the game yourself if you don't, if you want to, whatever, shut up, I hate you. No, I like you guys, you're pretty cool. You're pretty cool. Especially you, Tom. And Brianna. Anyways, the only way he could have known the weapon was a clock is to hold it in his hand. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed. The witness knew it was a clock because he... Whoa, I was trying to go to the next one and I almost clicked on that. Went into the apartment. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Oh yeah? Prove it! Yes, prove. I went in there. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard.
Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Sowit, the sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke just as you hit the victim. The voice was burned into your mind. So this makes sense. I know where he's going with this, because the guy thought it was 1 p.m., so if they look at the clock, it's gonna say 1 p.m. because it wasn't functioning. That's where you got the wrong time. The only fucking possible way that would happen is if you triggered it in that instance. Bam! That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning? What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face.
Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock?
That day I never know. Oh, no, I mean, yes. No. Whoa. Shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. Yes, he killed her and he should burn. Give him death. Just like the death I gave the... No.
Order in the court, I say.
Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims.
Mr. Wright.
Your Honor?
You claim the sound the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence?
The whole case is riding on this. I'd better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Sawit heard was definitely this clock, a fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Let's sound the clock now, here in this court. I saw the little bar finally on the top right. I think that's like how many you can get wrong before the case fails. I think that's what that is. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I asked the court to listen very carefully. Eep. I think it's 8:25.
That certainly is a strange way to announce the time.
Well, he is the thinker, after all.
So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright?
Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now?
It's 11:25. As you can see, I was a little off, and then that I thought it was going to say 1 p.m. over and over again, but it's just that the clock is off. Time zones, presumably. As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Sawit heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Sawit, try to talk your way out of this one. You forgot one thing! Yes! Uh-oh. What's he talking about now? While it may seem like that clock is running 3 hours slow, no, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? Yes. If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. No. He's right. How am I going to prove that? Well, I mean, I think it just puts enough doubt. I mean, isn't the point of this type of thing, we're not trying to prove that Mr. Sawit is guilty. We're trying to prove that it wasn't Butts, right? Which I think this puts enough doubt in everyone's mind that that would be the case, but maybe in this world we have to actually find the murderer as part of the case. Damn it, I was so close.
Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim.
Yes, Your Honor.
This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Mr. Frank Sawit.
I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens! Yes, you treat me like a criminal. A criminal! You lawyers are all slime. Yes, you deserve to die. I mean, no. Grr, I almost had him. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. There's nothing I can do about it now. Oof. My voice is starting to hurt here. But I know I was sitting down for an hour-long commitment here with you fellas and gals and everything in between. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Mia, I mean, Chief, listen up, right? Don't you throw this one away. Not like this, think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes, but that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Okay. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? So at 1 p.m. it was 3 hours slow. So at their time of death was 4 p.m. 1 plus 3 is 4. So at 4 p.m. she was killed. Can I the passport. See, well, okay, so all right. Let me set the controller down for a moment, and we'll do a callback to my earlier comment about the fact that I hope this game gets a little more complicated. We have 4 pieces of evidence, and every single one of them has now come into play. This was the only remaining piece of evidence that had not come into play, and so that's what triggered me thinking that maybe do with that. And of course, she was in Paris, which I guess is 3 hours. I don't know the time zone in Paris, but presumably it would be 3 hours slow because she just traveled from Paris the day before. Therefore, it would be 3 hours slow the day of. But again, like if I had 5 other pieces of evidence here, I might pull the wrong one. So, yes. Wait! Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it, right? Find it and let them have it.
Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim?
Of course. There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt.
Tough words. Let's see you pull this one off. Yes.
Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow.
Take that!
The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. As we all know, the time difference between here, Japan, and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it's 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. See, I didn't put that connection in my mind. I don't actually know where they're at. I'm sure they told us in the beginning. Don't actually know. Also, like, if it was localized to the United States, which time zone? There's 4 different ones, right? There's 4? Pretty sure it's 4. There might be 5. Anywho. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say... Alright, Phoenix, keep it together. Mr. Did it. Huh? I didn't want to do this voice anymore.
Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness.
He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor.
Very well. Mr. Wright?
Yes, Your Honor.
I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts,
Not guilty.
and with that, this court is adjourned.
It turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. He posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house that day. When Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. I like that they're giving you this rundown after the fact. They could have easily just ended it with him being guilty. August 3rd, 232 District Court, Defendant, Lobby, number 2. I read those quickly because I never know when it's going to just start like auto-clicking on me. Phew, I still can't believe he won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. Now she's like some, like, English dandy. Can the lady be a dandy? I say that they can. That's the stance I'm taking. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the chief looking this happy. If she's this glad, imagine how Larry must feel.
My life
It's over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now?
Ah, Nick. Don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon.
Good. Wait. No, I mean bad.
Bad.
Larry, you're innocent. The case is closed.
But my Cindy Wendy's gone, man. Gone forever.
Larry, she was a... Phoenix, we're too good for that. Never mind.
Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yes, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent.
Thanks.
I really owe you one, you fucking asshole. Why'd you get my name wrong? I won't forget this ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh no,
I could. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook.
Oh, hey! Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this evidence in that there? Actually, I made this clock for her. I made one for her and one for me.
Really? You made this? Well, thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Throws it in the garbage bin.
Yo, Nick, can you believe it, man? I was so into that chick, and she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry.
Are you so sure?
Excuse me?
I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way.
Nah, you don't gotta simple we with me, okay?
I don't know, guys. I'm just trying to get through this.
Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really? Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him? Huh?
Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? This right. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her.
Huh? What about that clock?
This is the clock you made for her, Larry, and she took it with her when she traveled.
Whatever. She probably just needed a clock, that's all.
Well, I mean, no, it's a pretty stupid fucking clock. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will.
Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Really, I am. Thanks.
Hope that made him feel a little better. Guess we're almost at a fucking hour. Right? I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We really never know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. In order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself, right? Listen, learn, grow strong. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. All right, I'm ending this right at an hour. Fuck you guys.